Say hello to Harley-Davidson X440's hero cousin, the Mavrick 440. Now it's been unveiled today at Hero World in Jaipur and we are seeing it in the flesh for the very first time. So let's dig deeper and find out what this hero version of the Harley has to offer. Let's start with its design. Now on that front, it doesn't look anything similar or identical to the Harley X440 because this is a completely different kind of motorcycle. While the Harley is a laid-back cruiser of sorts, this is more of a roadster, and you can see it looks quite compact in that sense, even though the dimensions are more or less the same. Now of course it shares the same platform, but when you look at this motorcycle, it feels more beefy and it feels more like a street naked that is aimed at younger riders. So the handlebar has been pulled back, it's also quite high. The foot peg positioning is quite neutral, and when you sit on the motorcycle, it also gives you a slightly aggressive riding stance. Now there are three variants on offer with this motorcycle, starting with the base version which comes finished in Arctic white, and it also gets spoke wheels. The other variants come with alloy wheels. Now there are two color options in the mid one, which is a blue, and there is this red with silver accents all around. And then there's the top version which is all black and it comes with diamond finish alloy wheels. Now overall, this motorcycle, of course, it looks quite good, but I think it kind of reminds me of the Honda CB300R a lot. So yes, they clearly have taken inspiration from that motorcycle, but this is quite unique, and now it is also the flagship Hero product. So this is the first time they are entering into the premium segment above 400cc. Now luckily we have managed to catch hold of this base version, which is the Arctic white like I mentioned, and it comes with spoke wheels. Now on the surface you might not notice a lot of differences, but there are some. For example, it doesn't get that finish on the engine casing. It looks quite plain Jane here. The wheels are of course spoke, but the size is exactly the same. So it has got 110 at the front and a 150 at the rear. The other difference is that the speedo, even though it looks exactly the same, it doesn't get connected features. And as for the mirrors, you'll also notice that it doesn't get bar and mirrors. But overall, I think I like this plain Jane and subtle look of this motorcycle. So let us know, what do you think? Which one is your favorite? Is this the best, or you prefer the red and blue, or the top end, that's the black one with diamond cut alloy wheels? Now coming to other details, well yes, the quality, the fit and finish on this motorcycle, it is quite good, but it's not exceptional. I won't say it is the best in the segment because there are some rough edges for sure, like we also saw with the Harley Davidson. Now in terms of features and equipment, it gets full LED lighting, as in the headlamps are LED projectors at the front, and it gets LED indicators, and it also gets LED tail lamp. And you've got an LCD display which looks quite basic, but it is functional. And on the mid and top variants, it gets connected features as well. There's also this USB port which is placed quite conveniently. So I think in terms and features and equipment, it is quite decent. It shares its platform with the Harley X440, and that means it gets the same engine and frame. Now the engine in question here is a 440cc oil-cooled unit. It produces around 27 bhp and 36 Nm of torque. Now if you'll notice, that is down from Harley's number because the Harley produces 38 Nm. But Hero says that they have tuned this engine differently, and it produces a lot more torque at lower RPMs, and from 2000 RPM onwards it produces 90% of its torque. So given what Hero claims, we expect this motor to have a lot of grunt, low down, and it will feel quite nice to ride in the city. But of course we are not riding it today, we'll be doing it next month in February between 15th and 16th, and that's when the full first ride review will go out. Now as for the other cycle parts, well, it gets alloy wheels in this mid variant. This base variant comes with spoke wheels, and it has got a 110 section front tire and a 150 radial at the back. Like I said, this motorcycle looks quite beefy. The braking hardware is identical to the Harley. That means it gets disc brakes at both ends, and this comes with dual channel ABS. Now what's not identical to the Harley is the suspension, because the Harley gets upside down 43mm forks, but this gets conventional forks, and the rear suspension is quite similar because it gets a dual shock at the back. So this is where I think the cost cutting has happened, and it will also reflect in the final price of this motorcycle. Even though we are not allowed to ride this motorcycle today, well, we can give you a teaser of sorts because we've got the key here. So let's fire that engine and see how the exhaust sounds like. overall, I have to say that it comes across as a very promising product, but a lot will also depend on its pricing, and that will be announced in February 2024. Now, there are 3 variants, like I said, but we are expecting it to cost under 2 lakh rupees ex-showroom for the base variant. And if Hero manages to do that, well, they have got a winner in their hands, because this motorcycle, like I said, has a lot of promise. But a lot will depend on the pricing. So stay tuned to autoX once the pricing goes out, and once we also ride this motorcycle and bring you the first impressions of the Hero Mavrick 440.